Woo! Chicken nuggets for lunch, baby. Welcome to the Leap Iceberg. What is an iceberg, you ask? An iceberg is a ranking system in which things at the top are well known and things towards the bottom are lesser well known. In the case of the Leap, tier 1 are going to be things everybody knows. Tier 2 are going to be things some people know. Tier 3 are going to be things kids on the Leap know. Tier 4 are going to be things some kids on the Leap know. And Tier 5, well, that's your good stuff. You know, the unreleased segments, the ones that didn't get made for one reason or another, the stuff where wouldn't let us air. Do they even exist? You don't know. I don't know. Let's figure it out. Starting us off at the top of Tier 1, we have Hot Rod. Hot Rod was the debut segment from Mason Dodd, and it consisted of multiple fireworks stunts, mini bike footage, and a fake mustache. What more must be said? Next up, we have English teacher rap battles. It may have been my segment, but it was a collaborative effort. Conrad Porter and I wrote the raps on our free periods, found the beats on YouTube, and the lyrics went through several revisions before we were both happy with what we had. The podcast was Conrad Porter's first segment, and it gave the audience good insight into Conrad's personality and overall presence on camera. While simple in concept, not everyone can sit in front of a camera and talk about nothing for 5 minutes quite as well as Conrad. Starting off Tier 2, we have Max's Among Us segment. This is one of many forgotten segments that was made during the heart of the pandemic. Mr. Ware sent out a message to our Slack channel on a Saturday night at 8 p.m., opened a Zoom call, and the rest is history. Mr. Ware's meme review was filmed over the course of one afternoon using memes curated by members of the Leap. What many don't know about this segment is the original cut featured a meme Mr. Ware made me cut due to the fact that he doesn't condone violence, whatever that's supposed to mean. During the pandemic, Mr. Ware gave us a lot of freedom in terms of how long we could make our episodes, so this led to a lot of 20-minute episodes and 7-minute segments. In this segment, I talk about the album Frog Stomp by Silverchair, a grunge album released in the 90s. If you're watching this, chances are you know what the Leap is. But do you know Mr. Ware? Mr. Ware, or Father Ware, as we like to call him, is our beloved teacher, friend, and overall icon behind the Leap. The art of storyboarding. The first segment from Marilyn Heener about what storyboarding means in the film industry and the art of the profession. This whole segment has a very warm, homespun feel to it, and overall it was a very strong first segment. The Leap Instagram. On the rare occasion our page admins decide to post, you can expect one of 3 things: a meme, a behind-the-scenes post, or a segment teaser. If that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure to give us a follow on Instagram at TheLeapEHS. Led by Conrad Porter, Film Club had a decent turnout at the beginning of the year, and we even had plans to begin filming a project under the working title Cat's Cellar. However, this project was dissolved as week after week we saw our turnout shrink. Between Two Stalls was one of few reoccurring segments on the Leap. It was the brainchild of Warren Lloyd and Brennan Hall. It began as a spoof of Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis and quickly took on its own identity. The main premise is 2 friends having a conversation about various topics while, well, between 2 stalls.
Creeper. Oh man.
Starting off Tier 3, we have Berries and Cream. Berries and Cream began as an inside joke with Leap member Avi Soul, as she had a lot of people who had come up to her and told her she kind of reminded them of the Berries and Cream guy. You know the one. So Avi decided to take this premise and use it to make an intro and outro for one of our episodes. Secret Hallway. Secret Hallway was a segment filmed by myself, Max Rainier, and Conrad Porter at the beginning of this year. The premise came from me wandering around the school and finding a hallway that, in all my 4 years at East, I did not know existed. Game Review. Game Review was a reoccurring segment made by Zamir and most recently rebooted by David. The main concept of Game Review is a game review. Undrafted Leapers. Before you're eligible to sign up for TV2, you have to complete TV1, which gives you training on how to use a camera and edit videos. However, some people in TV2 skipped TV1 and moved straight to the Leap. CMC Productions, or Conrad Max Corbin, is a subdivision within the Leap in which Max Rainier, Conrad Porter, and I all pool our talents to make one very good segment. Segments made under CMC include The Secret Hallway and most recently POV Max Takes You to Prom.
MLG Pro, the sword's made of diamond, so come at me, bro.
Starting off tier 4, we have DJ Hot Dog. DJ Hot Dog isn't a Leap character, but actually a reoccurring character on TV West, and us over here at the Leap just can't seem to get enough of him. The voice of God.
Unless something bad happens.
Why are you elected in this time of day?
But hey there, mysterious voice.
It is the greatest Leap segment ever made. The Love Doctor. The Love Doctor is an old segment, but it's a good one. The main premise consisted of people coming onto the show and asking the so-called Love Doctor for advice in their romantic entanglements. The Leap Calendar. It was a reoccurring joke for quite a while over the COVID season that we wanted to have a Leap calendar made called Boys of the Leap. It would be really classy, like those fireman calendar you see where you get them, The Partcast Butt Cut. We previously spoke about the Partcast and it being Conrad Porter's first segment. He didn't fully know what was allowed and what wasn't allowed, so the original cut of the Partcast featured Conrad speaking about butts for about 30 seconds and some interesting on-screen visuals. Leap cards. My sophomore year in the Leap, I opened up an Adobe Photoshop document and I made some Leap cards which essentially acted as myself and others' media passes while we were filming during school hours. Tier 5. Starting off Tier 5, we have Max's intruder safety video. This is a video that Mr. Olszewski approached Max about and asked him if he could film. Due to the sensitivity of the subject, it underwent several revisions and Max filmed and filmed and filmed. However, he was unable to get a version that he was happy with, so it was never released. Art in the Halls. Art in the Halls is a video allegedly made by Conrad Porter. However, every time I ask him for details about it, all he says is Art in the Halls. Ted Bundy's House. Ted Bundy's House is an old segment that was filmed by Karen Miranda, Carlos Gutierrez, and several other members of the Leap. In the segment, they go up to Ted Bundy's house in hopes of getting footage and checking out the inside. However, they were unable to get past the gate, and upon seeing a motion detecting camera, they left. Seasonal Depression was a segment made by Marilyn Heener, speaking about seasonal depression, who it may affect, how it can affect people, and some potential remedies. Marilyn was extremely proud of this segment and put a lot of hard time and effort into it. However, it never ended up airing because the computers in Mr. Ware's room got wiped, and with them, Marilyn's segment. Over the course of Conrad Porter's career on the Leap, 2 episodes of the Partcast have aired. However, there's a rumored third. This was a rumor that was started by Conrad himself. No one knows if this segment has been filmed or made yet, but will we potentially see it pop up as a final segment from Conrad Porter? I don't know. Between Two Stalls, Telepathy. This is the forgotten 3rd episode of Between Two Stalls. It was filmed over the heart of the pandemic, and the main premise consisted of Brennan and Warren figuring out that they could communicate telepathically. It's unknown why this segment never aired. Rocky. Seeing as how we started off the Iceberg with a Mason Dodd segment, it seems fitting to end it with one. Rocky is a segment made by Mason in which he spoofs the movie and has several training montages as well as a fight scene at the end. The segment wasn't allowed to air due to its use of violence. However, the segment in its entirety does exist, and I'm sure Mason would be happy to give it to you if you asked him nicely.